Guys, one of the number one things that we do is we say we're going to do something, and for whatever reason, we don't end up doing it. So I'm going to give you a quick example of something that happened to me. It was on Friday. So I went through a emotional roller coaster. Roller coaster. Ignore the writing, guys. So I went through an emotional roller coaster. So on Friday, I told myself, right, Adam, today you're going to do 1 hour on the cross trainer, no matter what. So not only did I say I was going to do 1 hour on the cross trainer, because one of the good things I like to do is I like to tell people what I'm doing. So I told the staff, told my friends when they asked me what I was doing today. I said I was doing 1 hour on the cross trainer. The reason why I do that is so I'm held accountable. Because when people know that I'm meant to do an hour on the cross trainer, it makes me more likely to actually complete it and follow through with it. If I'd kept it to myself, trust me, I probably wouldn't have done as much. So the emotional roller coaster that we all go through with exercise. So firstly, I'd committed to a big goal. So 60 minutes on the cross trainer of continuous cardio work is a pretty big goal. So I'd already committed to something big. So obviously I started. My motivation, so if we call that 100% and we call that 0% and we'll go 50%. So at the start, my motivation was really, really high. So for the first 15 minutes of my journey, it was really, really high. I hit a good pace. Then all of a sudden, and this is real, guys, all of a sudden, I hit that 15 minutes and I thought, shit. I've got to do that another fucking 3 times. So at this point here, I actually looked around the gym and I thought, is anyone here? So if I get off, then no one would have seen me. 15 minutes is better than nothing. Do you know all these type of reasons and excuses we tell ourselves? But I asked myself a question at this point. So before I get off anything, I ask myself a question. Is that as much as I can do today? Am I completely at exhaustion? Am I fucked? Can I do any more? So if the answer at the 15 minutes was, Adam, you can't do any more, you're fucked, you barely can move, then getting off would be justified because carrying on might not be good for me. But at that point on Friday, I was like, no, there's nothing wrong. I'm cool. My legs are fine. The only thing that weren't fine was this, my mind. Because I'd gone through 15 minutes. I was sweaty. I was hot. I was tired. And it was the end of the week. And I thought, right, just get off. 15 minutes is better than nothing. But I thought to myself, my standards have to be better than just better than nothing. I'm better than that. So all of a sudden, from this moment onwards, what happened was, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, my motivation went up. It didn't. It fucking went down. Over the next 15 minutes, it was going down. I was getting tired. And I was asking myself all these questions. I was asking myself, yeah, 15 minutes is enough, 20 minutes is enough, come on, 25 minutes, that's 400 more calories than you would have burned. Do all these type of questions. So I got to 30 minutes. And all of a sudden, something changed. I was on the up. I started getting more confident knowing that my journey was halfway done. The challenge was up, so I started getting motivated. And as my journey was going along, I hit 45, it was on the up. This, from the 45 to the 60, I actually hit my fastest speed. And I was most motivated. But does this seem familiar to you? So you start a journey, like I did on Friday, started my journey. All of a sudden, I hit a roadblock, and it weren't a physical roadblock. I was mentally being a pussy. There's no way I had to get off that treadmill, that cross trainer. There's no way I had to get off there. It was because I was being a pussy and I weren't staying strong. That's the only reason I would have got off. I was convincing myself that just the minimum was enough when my standards are way higher than just the minimum. So I had to stay on. No matter if I slowed down or whatever, I had to stay on. So I went through this journey here of asking myself loads and loads of questions. It's like when you start a diet or a new gym regime. The first couple of weeks, which we'll call those days, 15 days, that period there, this period here, is highly motivated. Then all of a sudden, things just seem to get a bit harder. And other things start happening in your life, like something might be happening with work, your relationship, your kids, whatever. And all of a sudden, you come to a point, and usually this point replicates being demotivated. Your attendance starts to decrease. Your results start to decrease. So when you hit this moment here, you quit. And we all know, once you stop, there is zero chance of getting any results. Zero chance. Once you stop, that is the end of your journey. You're fucked. You're not going to get any better. Nothing else is going to improve. So all that's going to happen is at some point, you're going to go from that quitting and you're going to go all the way back round, back to the start, when you find your next program, your next diet, your next training buddy, your next class, whatever it may be. Then all of a sudden, you'll do the same. You'll hit a certain point, you'll go down, and you'll start. And then you're in this vicious circle. When sometimes you can't roll in gear 6 all the time. Trust me, when I was going from minute 15 to minute 45, I was in the shit. I wasn't even in gear 1. I was in mental gear fucking just above reverse because I wanted to get off. Then all of a sudden, that end point was getting closer and closer and closer, and I felt my speed getting faster and faster. My motivation was going up and up and up, and I got to the end and I felt fucking amazing. I burnt something ridiculous like 900 calories. I was sweating, I was red, but the most important thing was I just didn't stop. Even though my motivation at the end and the start was massively higher than my lowest point, and my speed at the end and the start was massively faster, but just because I weren't going at the same speed, it didn't mean I had to stop. So just because your results you aren't hitting your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pound every single week on your weight loss, it doesn't mean you have to stop, because stopping means that's the end. You are never going to improve anymore because you're going to stop until you feel motivated another time. And when you get to this time, so this moment here, whatever this obstacle may be, and for me it was mindset, whatever it may be for you, what's stopping you hitting that obstacle again and again and again and again? How are you going to get through it if you just continually stop? Sometimes you can't be in high gear. Sometimes you have to be in low gear and just be in cruise control and just keep moving. I know it's not good for thinking about results or weight loss, because sometimes maintenance is not exciting, but nor is stopping. Stopping is not exciting at all. All it does is damages your mindset, damages your confidence, and puts you back, your journey back to the start. And we're waiting for something to motivate us up to that 100. And then we start that 2-week journey, we pedal down, we stop. We go again. We go again. And every time you stop, it's like a dirty little habit. Every time you stop, you're just increasing. If you think of your habits as like muscles, every time you rep them, they're going to get bigger and stronger. So if you think of your habit of quitting as a rep, every time that quitting gets fucking more often, it's your mindset's going to get stronger and want to quit more and more and more, because you get into that little habit of every time it gets hard, your motivation decreases, you stop and go round. When you know that every journey, I've repeated this a million times, every journey from A to B doesn't go like this, up, 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 up. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But what it does do is it constantly goes up. You do have the lows, you do have the highs, but if you continue, and this line is the continue line, if you continue, you're bound to be more successful than you will be if you stop. Because stopping will send you that way. So like I said, this shit happens to even the best, even the most motivated people. I'm a highly motivated person and it happens to me. So don't think that you're not normal and it's not normal to feel like that, because it does. But it's what makes you stay on that machine. If your body's in shit state, if you can't wear the clothes you want to wear, if you've just been dumped, if you can't even take your kids swimming because you feel embarrassed in your swimwear, if you can't even walk up the high street with being out of breath, if the doctor's told you you're about to die, whatever it may be, stopping your fitness regime is not going to get you any closer to a solution. Your solution is powering through and being mentally tougher, because we're beginning to become a nation of pussies, okay? That when the going gets tough, we stop. When someone says something to us, we stop. When we see a negative comment, we stop. When the results don't go quite our way, we stop. It's like a child's mentality. We throw our toys out of our pram when really we just need to toughen the fuck up. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that and let you know that it happens to the best of us. But one thing that successful people don't do is we don't stop every time the going gets tough. Sometimes we just go from gear 6 to gear 1 and keep moving. So I hope this was a little bit of help for you guys, and to realize you're not on your own. It does happen, and don't expect results every single time. Don't expect to feel amazing every single time, because it's bullshit, and anyone tells you that it does is a fucking liar.